second graders. How are you today? Good. My name is Mrs. Robertson, and I am the reading coach at Westerville Hills Elementary School. And today we are going to learn about text features. Are you excited? Good, because I know I am. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you. And we are going to learn about text features. For today's lesson, you are going to need paper and you're going to need a pencil. So go ahead and pause the video and get your paper and pencil now. You back? Did you get your paper and pencil? Okay, let's get started. So your I can statement for today, this is your learning target, what you're going to be able to do by the end of this lesson. Your I can statement is, I can identify text features and use text features to preview a nonfiction text. Before we get into the lesson, we are going to just review what some of these words mean. So we're going to look at the word nonfiction, we're going to look at text features, and we're going to talk about the word preview. But just as a reminder, your I can statement is, I can identify text features and use text features to preview a nonfiction text. So can you tell me, what is a nonfiction text? What does nonfiction mean? That's right. Nonfiction means that it is true. It is not made up. It's not a fiction text. It's not make-believe. It's not fantasy. A nonfiction text really happened, where it's a book with a lot of true information, with a lot of facts in it. So a nonfiction text provides the reader with information. It can explain or describe a topic, and it can also provide you with instructions on how to complete a task. So let's look at a couple of examples. If I were to read this biography, I Am Rosa Parks, it would provide me with information about Rosa Parks' life. If I were to read this nonfiction book, Storms, it would explain to me how storms are formed. It would describe the different types of storms for me, and it would also provide information about each kind of storm. So nonfiction texts are true stories or books that provide true information. They are not made up. It's true. Text features are part of a nonfiction book, and text features can help us as readers find information more easily or quickly. Text features also give us information about the topic. Authors use text features to organize information in a book. We can use text features to make predictions. Information can be categorized. And text features can also help us as readers understand the nonfiction text better. So now we're going to take a look at the different types of text features. Can you name a text feature for me? Wonderful, that's right. There are lots of different types of text features. And we're going to take a couple of minutes and we are just going to review some of the text features. The first one is the title. Now, the title of a book indicates the topic or the main idea of the text. The title is going to be found on the book's cover and also on the cover page. So in this example of this book, the title is Airplanes. So that tells me this book is going to be about airplanes. The next text feature is Table of Contents. Now, the table of contents is found at the beginning of the book. The table of contents gives you a list of all of the chapters in the book. It tells you the name of the chapter and the page that that chapter starts on. So if you are looking for something specific, you can go to the table of contents. You can find that heading, that title of the chapter, and it'll tell you which page that chapter begins on. A heading is the name of a section of a text. It's what the main idea of this or the topic of this section is going to be about. Headings help us keep information organized in the nonfiction text. It tells us what's going to be found in this section. And headings are often in bold words or print that's larger than the rest of the text. Bold print signals to the reader that this is an important word. A lot of times the important vocabulary words in nonfiction are in bold print. So if you look here at this example of a bold words can be in a different color or they can be in a darker black print. But bold words are a signal for important vocabulary words. Italics are also used to draw attention to important words. And these could be vocabulary words or they could be proper nouns like names of people or places or things. If you look at italics, it looks like the letters are slanted. I always tell my kids they look like fancy letters, like fancy words. And again, italics are used to draw attention to those important words. Captions are another text feature, and captions are used to give you more information about a picture or a drawing. And sometimes captions give you information that isn't found anywhere else in the text. So it's important to take the time to read those captions. I know sometimes as a reader, you might look at the picture and then go ahead and go back to reading the text, but please do not skip those captions. They are very important for the reader to help you understand what's happening in that picture, that illustration. It's important. Make sure you read those captions. Then another text feature is a photograph. And another word for photograph is a picture. So this is something that a picture or photograph is taken with a camera. It's a real picture. And the author uses these pictures to help the reader visualize real events or objects that are described in the text. So again, pictures are used to help you visualize what the text is talking about. And you're going to have that caption next to the picture describing what's happening in that picture or that photograph. Again, an illustration or a drawing is another way that the author helps the reader visualize what's happening in the text. A drawing or illustration is different than a picture or photograph because a picture or photograph is taken with a camera. And a drawing or illustration is actually drawn by someone. So when you sit down and you are drawing a picture, that's an illustration. You're the illustrator. You're drawing a picture. And again, authors use that to help us understand what is happening in that text. A diagram is another type of graphic, another type of text feature that authors use. And they use diagrams to show us the different steps in a process. They take this big process and they break it down to little tiny steps to help us as readers visualize and understand the process better. So this is an example of a diagram of the life cycle of a butterfly. So it shows us the different steps on how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. Diagrams also have labels that identify the picture in the diagram or the part. Maps are the last text feature that we're going to talk about today. And maps can show you where a place is located. It can show you countries, it can show you states, it can show you continents, rivers, lakes, oceans. But maps can also give you information about a particular place. So you may look at a map that has the 50 states on it, but it could be a map of population, showing you how many people live in each state. So maps are important to, one, give us the location of a place, or two, give us information about a place. Now we're going to talk about the word preview. What does it mean to preview? Well, when you preview the text, you're looking at little parts of the text before you read the book. So we're looking at little parts of the book before we read it. So we are going to be looking at the text features before we read the book. And so the reason we preview a book is one, to get us excited about what we're going to read. Two, to give us information about what the book is going to be about. You start thinking, what am I going to learn by reading this book? And another reason is that it helps you activate that prior knowledge. What do I already know about this topic? If I know this, then when I read this text, I'm going to learn more about it. So by previewing the text, it helps us as readers prepare to read the book. Think of previewing like when you go to the movie theater and you're sitting in the seats, you're waiting for your movie to start, and the previews for new movies start coming out. And they give you little clips of what the movie's going to be about. And there might be some movies you see the preview and you're like, no, that doesn't look like a good movie. I don't think I want to see that one. But then there are other previews, you see it and you get excited. You start elbowing your mom or your dad, like, hey, I want to see that movie too. So by previewing a movie, it gives you an idea of what the movie's going to be about. And that's what we're going to do with these text features. We're going to use text features to preview the book to give us an idea of what this book is going to be about. Are you ready? Okay. So we are going to practice identifying text features, previewing the book using text features, and then we're going to read chapter 1. Ready? Okay. So the book is called Where Did the Caterpillar Go? So let me click on the link. Again, the title of the book is Where Did the Caterpillar Go? And the author is Beth Rinke. So when we preview a text, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to look at the title. And the title is Where Did the Caterpillar Go? The second thing I'm going to do is look at the table of contents. Now remember, the table of contents is found at the beginning of the book. And when I look at this table of contents, I can see that the book is broken down into 4 sections. Chapter 1, where did the caterpillar come from? Chapter 2, how does a caterpillar become a butterfly? Chapter 3, what are butterflies like? Chapter 4, how are moths and butterflies different? So I've looked at the title, and now I've read the table of contents. And just by thinking about the title and the table of contents, I think this book is going to be all about caterpillars and butterflies. I think I'm going to learn about the life cycle of a butterfly. I think I'm going to learn about maybe the habitats of butterflies or what butterflies like to eat. And then I'm going to look at how moths and butterflies are different. So after I have looked at the title and after I've looked at the table of contents, I'm going to look at the heading. And the heading for chapter 1 is, Where did the caterpillar come from? So that's making me think I'm going to learn about where caterpillars came from. Did they come from the butterfly? Did they come from an egg? Did they come from another caterpillar? We're going to have to read and find out. Now I'm going to look for bold words. There's larva. So that's telling me larva is going to be an important vocabulary word. Have any more bold words in chapter 1? No more in chapter 1. So now I'm going to look at pictures and I'm going to look at captions. So this picture shows me a butterfly sitting on a flower. And if I read the caption, it's going to explain what's happening in the picture. A mother butterfly may explore many plants before finding the right place to lay her egg. So this caption is telling me that this butterfly might be looking for a place to lay her egg. Here's another photograph and says monarch butterflies lay many eggs at one time. Wow, by reading the caption, I learned that these are butterfly eggs. I wouldn't have known that because I've never seen a butterfly egg before and I didn't know what it looked like, but the caption explained it for me. Then here's one more photograph and it says tiny caterpillars hatch from their eggs. So this is showing me a baby caterpillar that just came from this egg. So, you ready? You ready to go back and read chapter 1? Oh, I'm sorry, there was one more picture. Here's another photograph, and it says a caterpillar sheds its skin several times as it grows. So this is showing me that a caterpillar has outgrown its skin and it shed. That means it came off. Do you think it's going to get new skin? What happens when the skin comes off? I think I'm going to have to read the book to find out. So if we go back, we're going to read chapter 1 now. So we looked at the title, we read the table of contents, we read the heading, we looked for bold words, we looked for photographs or illustrations, and we read the captions. So by doing that, we have previewed the text. And I can tell you, as a reader and previewing this text, it's got me very excited to learn more about caterpillars and butterflies. Are you excited too? Do you want to learn? Okay, let's read the book and see what we find out. Where did the caterpillar come from? A butterfly flits from flower to flower. She sits on plants. She tastes each leaf. When she finds the right plant, she stops. The mother butterfly lays her eggs under a leaf. Then she flies away. Each egg is the first step in the butterfly life cycle. A life cycle is a set of stages a creature goes through to become an adult. Inside the egg, the butterfly larva forms. The larva is called a caterpillar. This is the second step in the life cycle. When it is ready, the egg hatches. The caterpillar bites a hole in the eggshell. It climbs out. Then it eats the eggshell. The mother butterfly was smart. She laid her egg on a plant the larva likes to eat. It gobbles the leaves. Then it looks for more. It is always hungry. It eats and eats. The caterpillar may be tiny, but it has strong jaws. It can chew leaves all day. As it eats, the caterpillar grows. Soon it is too big for its skin. A new skin forms underneath. The tight skin on top cannot stretch, so it splits open. The caterpillar wiggles out. Now the new skin shows. The caterpillar crawls from plant to plant. It munches on more leaves. It grows bigger. Then it sheds its skin again. It will shed its skin 4 or 5 times. That's the end of chapter 1. We're not reading chapter 2 today, so let's go back to our slide and let's review. Well, first, let's think about how did we preview the text? What did we do? First, we looked at the title. Then we looked at our table of contents. Then we read our headings. We looked for bold or italic words, and we looked and studied the pictures, and we read the captions that went with those pictures. And then we read the book. And as we read the book, what did we learn in chapter 1? That's right. We learned that the butterfly lays the egg, the larva, and that the caterpillar's inside. That then as the caterpillar hatches, it bites an egg in the eggshell, it crawls out, it eats that eggshell, then it eats that leaf. Remember we said the butterfly picks a plant that the caterpillar is going to like, and then it grows bigger, and then its skin gets too small, and it splits open, and it sheds. Remember before we read, I said, I wonder if it gets new skin? And by reading the book, we found out it does get new skin. And that happens like 4 or 5 times. So what were some of the text features we found in this text? Can you name one? That's right. We saw the title, table of contents, we saw a heading, we saw a bold word, we saw photographs, and we saw captions. So how did these text features help us? That's right. These text features gave us information about butterflies and caterpillars. It helped us understand the topic better because the photographs gave us a visual, like the picture with all the eggs on it. So now I understand what butterfly eggs look like. I got to see a picture of what it looked like when a caterpillar shed its skin. So text features give us more information about the text. They help us understand the text better. Now let's go back and review our learning target. So today, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify text features and use text features to preview a nonfiction text. And you are going to do that by completing these reading response activities. So the first thing I need you to do is you're going to click on this link and it's going to take you to the book, Where Did the Caterpillar Go? And you are going to reread chapter 1. We just read chapter 1 together, but I want you to read it again on your own. After you read chapter 1 on your own, I want you to draw a picture that represents something you learned in chapter 1 and write a caption explaining your picture. So for number 1, you are creating your own text feature. You are going to create an illustration, and then you are going to write a caption explaining what's happening in your picture. For number 2, you are going to need to identify the text features in chapter 2, and you're going to use them to preview the text, just like I modeled for you in chapter 1. After you make a list of the text features you found in chapter 2, you are going to finish this sentence. You're going to write, when I use text features to preview the text, I can learn blank. What can you learn by previewing the text? That's what I want you to write on this sentence. Number 3 is special. I'm going to tell you a little secret. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. This is the week you tell your teacher how much you care about them, how much you appreciate them. And since we're not with our teachers right now, it's probably a good time to reach out to them because I know they miss you guys so much. So this one's optional. You don't have to do it, but I think you would enjoy it, and I think your teachers would love it if you did it. I want you to send your teacher a message. And we're going to get into that a little bit more. I just want to go over these reading responses again, just to make sure you understand. So for reading response 1, you can print this page, or you can draw it on paper. So you can take that piece of paper and fold it in half that you got earlier. And this can be this side for reading response 1. And you can draw a box, and in that box is going to be your illustration. What is something you learned from chapter 1? Then under the box, write your caption. Explain to me what's happening in this box. You're explaining your illustration to me. So the picture is showing me something you learned from chapter 1, and then the caption is explaining to me what's happening in your illustration. For reading response 2, you are going to preview chapter 2 and make a list of text features found in the chapter. Then complete the sentence at the bottom of the page. So you are going to click on this link right here that says chapter 2, and it's going to take you to our book. You are going to preview the chapter. So let's review how to do that. The first thing you're going to do is read the title of the chapter. Then I want you to go back to the beginning of the book and read the table of contents. Then read the headings, and then I want you to look for those italicized words. Look for your bold print in chapter 2. Then I want you to study the photographs, the illustrations. Are there any maps or diagrams in chapter 2? And then make sure you read those captions next to the photographs or illustrations. Then you can have your parents print this page for you, or you can just do it on the other side of that paper we folded. So you can just write text features at the top, and then just make a list of the text features you saw. Title, heading, table of contents, photograph, caption, bold words, whatever you see, make a list here. Then I want you to write this sentence. When I use text features to preview the text, I can learn blank. What can you learn by previewing the text using text features? And then the special assignment for Teacher Appreciation Week. Write a short message to your teacher. In that message, tell your teacher why you love being in his or her class this year. What made it so special? What made you wake up in the mornings and be like, I can't wait to go to school? Tell your teacher that. So write a short message to your teacher explaining why you loved his or her class this year. And then have your parents help you. If you have the email address for your teacher, you can email it to your teacher. If your teacher's on Class Dojo, you can send the message on Class Dojo. Just write your teacher a short little message about what you loved being in his or her class this year. I know your teachers miss you so much. I know I miss my students at Westover Hills. So have fun. Enjoy chapter 1. Review chapter 2. Complete your reading responses and send a little note to your teacher. I have enjoyed being with you today, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for day 2 of Text Features. Thank you, and have a great day.